All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a wonderful day. I got your watch list coming in October 24th, 2019, and we got Amazon earnings and a few other big ones. We got a lot to talk about today. I want to go over pretty much what happened. There is something interesting that I think is going to come up in the next few weeks, and to mention, we have the Fed on Friday. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the Tesla play and the one we profited off of today. Well, we're going to have to sell out tomorrow morning. But then for the title of the video, how I profit on this play, I'm going to try to parlay it into a specific Amazon play. And I have an idea of what I'm going to try to do tomorrow. So I figured I'd share it with you guys, let you guys see the play. I think you could watch it happen before. And I would love your guys' feedback as well, too. Please be smart as well. This does not mean you copy this or this is a recommendation for financial advice. Option trader extremely risky. You can't lose all time much for financial investment. Please consult with a financial advisor. You got to be careful. So I'm showing this so you guys could kind of see the logic and process in the meantime. But anything could happen, and we need to apply the management and risk techniques we've talked about. So let's see what happens. And also, we've been getting a bunch of new people here on the channel. If you are new, we are going to bring up some concepts or talk about things that you may not be familiar with, or it's kind of a continuation on ideas. If anything, put a question below, let us know. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. So you could watch us stream and you could watch me do all this stuff tomorrow, and how we're going to play out. A lot of the action happens either in the mornings and at close, and that's even going to be part of the strategy here with Amazon coming into tomorrow. There's a strategy for the earnings and then playing the run up. But make sure you're there, be positive, be respectful. That's all we ask. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and oh yes, the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. We're glad you're here. Source that information. Hopefully you guys got to learn from the Tesla and came out some winners on that one, but let us continue. So right off the bat though, the keys for tomorrow coming into everything, it's going to be all about the continuation. We have a lot of earnings starting to come out. So I have all of the earnings in the companies today. We had Tesla. We're going to have Microsoft. They reported. You're going to have PayPal. They made a big move. eBay came down literally. If you were on stream, remember we said 36.50. Oh, but it is all good. We're still coming out. And then there's going to be Netflix. We're still in that play. That's the continuation. And then we also made the Boeing and the Chipotle. So those are continuations just off of today. There's going to be continuations from the earnings in the morning. Then there's going to be some of the Dow components we saw today. So keep your eyes open for the continuation. It's creating a lot of opportunity. So that's going to be the main thing to focus on, as well as we had a strong close above 300 and the Fed injected more liquidity. And this is what I was saying is interesting. This is going to come up. It has now caught my attention. The fact that they doubled this. They literally doubled the repos from 60 billion to 120 million, and I'm a little bit on the fence of how I want to view it. I think the Fed has prevented this October downturn we saw, because it was the same thing we were coming into, but this time by adding the liquidity when we would usually get a liquidity crunch around here, I think they're preventing it, or I don't know. But either way, this could all be taken as bullish, especially with some of how these earnings are and how things continue to go. But putting this all in a perspective, we are looking at some bullishness. So we'll see how the markets play out. And if anything, too, now, watch the repo markets after earnings, and that's been the key. The market has literally moved like earnings. We brought this up, too. Here's Boeing. It literally looks like Boeing, except for Boeing didn't have the end of the day pump, because I don't think Boeing caught any of the repos, or it wasn't a bank stock in financials, so got to run off that. But either way, this is kind of the keys for it, but there's still a lot of plays there, and I think the market is going to at least be stable and hold up enough until after earnings are coming. We'll see how it plays out coming into the end of the year. But that is it as far as potential plays now. I have the Amazon, and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do, but this is my plan now to turn $2,000 into $30,000 tomorrow, or yeah, around there. So although it's going to be playing Amazon tomorrow, and I am kind of bullish on it, Amazon does not exist without our Tesla play. So we made this play today. We did this after hours, and this is a good learning lesson. I'll probably make a follow-up video on this for you guys, because there was a lot of logic that went behind this play, and also I got a notification on my app for my Tesla, and my Tesla is literally named God's Plan, and I saw it while I was looking at the options, so I said, you know what, I think we're going to take this, but I still use some logic behind it, because I want you guys to see we played a straight debit spread on this. So we'll come here to the Tasty Works. This is the play we made. We also got an XL and X2. They're going to report tomorrow. I thought they were going to report today, but for Tesla, we got a next week, November 1st. We bought the 290 call and sold the 295. This is a debit spread, but we paid $40 each. So if you don't know how this play is going going to work, how much we're going to make. This play, we spent 4 contracts for $40. That's $160. That's what we spent, and it was a debit spread because we bought the 290 and then sold the 295, the cheaper one. So we get the right to the shares at 290, but then we sold the right at 295. So pretty much max you can make on this is $5 per contract. So that's $500 per contract times 4. That is $2,000, and that's because now Tesla's at 306, so it's past both marks on the spread. So tomorrow morning, that contract will be worth around $2,000, give or take, and I'm going to sell that one out. So that one's going to be a nice $140, 160 into 2,000. But now what do we do with that from here? And this is the logic with the Tesla play. You guys have heard me talk about these parlays. I've done them before, but now this is going to be kind of trying to either push it, ride the wave. And if we make one more hit and roll up into a bigger amount, this could profit us greatly. But we pretty much need another hit on Tesla as we will on Amazon. And again, there's a few bets we could make tomorrow. It doesn't have to be Amazon, and maybe we could spread it out and see what we do from there. But I'm liking Amazon. So essentially, if I didn't win this earnings play and it wasn't such a good risk reward ratio, I wouldn't be willing to parlay this into Amazon. So that's the key. I wouldn't go after this crazy play if I pretty much wasn't playing with the house's money. Now, again, taking this play, I was factoring losing $160 if I was wrong. So even if I say, okay, I lose the 160, even though a profit is profit, you have money in your account. This is where you have to be careful. On the smaller accounts, you don't have to parlay as much. And this is what I'm even thinking. I might even put $1,000 or half, but that's the play we hit today. So this is going to now fuel the Amazon play. What I'm thinking for Amazon, I'm feeling bullish. I think it's going to cuck tomorrow all day and not really move and stay in the middle, or it's going to move how Chipotle did and make that move off the morning. So if you guys remember Chipotle the other day, literally yesterday, it stayed like that in the morning for like 7 minutes, and then by 30 minutes it was already down, and then it just kept selling off. So Amazon might do this down, or it might even do that up if the market's bullish, and we are kind of looking a little bullish, but again, we'll see how we open. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. And oh yeah, I forgot too, even the Chipotle and Boeing plays, we'll talk about those. But as far as the Amazon, we could flip the premium coming into that move if it does move big like Chipotle. But the main play I'm kind of looking for is either an iron condor at the money once we see where it's at, and selling the at the money puts and then selling the far out, or debit spread like Tesla if it's cheap enough. And then I did find one of the plays on Amazon that is somewhat cheaper and kind of puts us in that range. And so pretty much it's saying Amazon goes to $18.90, which is still a pretty big move, but it's about $130 off earnings, but that's just under 10%. So it's not too bad, but it's still pretty up there, and it's assuming Amazon does good and has a big move. It's literally $130, but Amazon's pricing in about a $47, $50 move. So again, that's going to be interesting, especially depending on how Amazon moves tomorrow morning. Because if it moves $40 up or down, that's going to change all the estimates. So again, that play could change, but it's an $18.90, $18.97 debit spread. And it'd be for November 1st. Here, I'll put it up here. And then pretty much, I think, what would it be? It's like $66 per contract if we get filled at the midpoint. So again, the price we get filled at and the prices tomorrow will be interesting. But I think 40 contracts, it's about $2,600. So we might go a little bit less, but the max P&L would be $27,000. So if I wanted to try a parlay like that, we're going to try to see. I'm going to keep my eyes open for this, and I'm not going to necessarily do it. So that's the key. If it comes to me and the situation presents itself and we see an opportunity to take it, I'm going to snag it. But it all depends on how the pricing is, the price we're able to get filled at, all of that. But that's how this is something I'm going to be keeping my eye out for tomorrow. So there's that play. Again, be smart, don't be greedy, but I'm at least sharing you guys my insights because this is what I thought about after seeing this. So again, it's kind of rolling into this, but now this move and what Tesla did, it could inspire or show a lot of stuff with some of these other companies. And so far this earnings, we've seen a decent amount of big moves. It's either big moves or big cucks. And again, with the strategy we're using, this play, it's the reason why, if you're looking and analyzing the prices and what it's offering, it's letting us know, okay, buy the contracts, sell the iron condor and play it that it's going to go in the middle, or just buy it straight up. And here in this case, why, even back to the Tesla, why did I decide to do the spread and not a condor? The condors weren't good. IV, and this is something I pulled up. I said the IV on Tesla is really low, and it could move a lot more. We might as well buy it there because that had something working in our favor. But then when you looked at the iron condors, it wasn't setting a big enough range. the premium wasn't high enough to sell a condor and actually say, yeah, this could be profitable, it made more sense to put $160, a standard deviation and a half out the money. And, we more than hit that. So that's what I'm kind of looking for on Amazon, but we'll see. And it all depends on how the prices move there. So watch out for that. But we also had the Boeing play today. We were up on it like $600 of the 2000 this morning. They had their earnings. It was pretty bad, very, very bad actually, but there was some good stuff and it wasn't as bad as people thought. That's what brought it up. We had a nice analogy there at the end of the day. A lot of people got confused. They're like, why is it that companies are going up on bad earnings? We said it's the LeBron James analogy. LeBron James is really good. Everybody expects LeBron to win. If he goes to the finals and doesn't win, you're going to say LeBron James sucks. And you're going to say, oh, we thought he was too good. You're going to, it's easy to bash him. That's why some companies, especially Amazon or Apple, could face this when they're doing good and people expect them to do good and they still do good, but the stock goes down. That's why they didn't do good enough, because people were expecting more. They want to sweep 4 games in 0. They don't want to see LeBron have to take it to game 7. Versus on the other hand, if there's an underdog and these guys aren't expected to do good, and that's kind of the nature of Tesla, they beat only on EPS, but they missed in a lot of places. But the fact was, people were expecting a lot worse for them. So the fact that they didn't do that bad, they're going to surprise and do good. But we played the Boeing. That one went down, but I think it closed down about $200 on the Condor, and then we lost the other $200 on the put. But that one's still in play till tomorrow, and even with the prices, I might cover the calls for $30 because that's the price of them now, and just hold the puts. And then if it loses by Friday, I'm just going to roll over the puts till next week, because I'm still a little bit, I'm pretty bullish there on Boeing, especially after that. And again, it looked like it wanted to move, but we'll see. And then also the CMG, we actually ended up down like $100 on that one. We were down a lot more, but that one, yeah, we lost on the first one, but remember, the bigger portion of the position goes till next week, and we just need to get past 810. That's why the contract was bouncing between down and up all day, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But those are the 2 plays we made yesterday, and those could still be big profits. So depending on how those play out, even the Netflix we still have to watch. We came up a little on Netflix, but you guys saw what happened to that contract. Unless Netflix comes back up, we're going to have to see. But as far as everything else, watch all these companies. So this is getting into the plays for tomorrow. Tesla, Microsoft, PayPal, eBay, Netflix, Apple, Boeing. All of these are continuations. All of them going to be good, except for Apple. It's leading into it, but they've literally just been gapping up. They showed that the tech warning really didn't matter to them. So we're going to watch that. Watch Chipotle. All of these companies are packing, man. I'm telling you, they're ready to move off of earnings. And again, we even have Anthem and UNH from this morning. So there's going to be plays all across the board, and watch as more and more companies start to roll out their earnings. The market's going to be quick and ready to respond. So keep your eyes out for those, and then watch Biogen as well too. They went back and forth. There were some positive comments from the CEO today, but they're still kind of selling off. Watch that. I mean, the puts for November got a little bit cheaper, so if things fall apart with this deal, that could be interesting. And I think they have earnings right around the quarter. Watch JP Morgan. Again, another one of these continuation runners. Watch McDonald's as well. They hit the low today, and even Home Depot. You can keep an eye out for them. And then NVIDIA, they haven't reported, but they surprisingly had a big move there with Apple. So the premiums are really expensive. I don't like them as much as I did last week, but we'll see. If they could stall out, or depending what happens after Intel's earnings, that could also be a good way to play NVIDIA. Will be the sympathy there. So we'll see what happens, and we'll look at NVIDIA. And that's a play I might even go after. If you think Intel will be bullish, and you don't want to play the play, you don't like the risk reward, whatever it may be, you could also go for NVIDIA and take a stab at that. And then Amazon, hopefully, depending on how it moves, if it gets a gap up tomorrow, we're going to be screwed on there, because it could change around the prices. But, keep your eyes open. We'll see. And then lastly, Beyond. I would say watch Roku and Shopify and all those, but Beyond broke below 100. I was expecting more of a rundown next week because of the lockout, but this is at a crucial level. If it breaks 97, it'll be interesting, but it's been making these slower moves, so just watch out for that and how to play that. But I think the play is still in motion, but we'll see coming in next week, or if there's a bounce tomorrow, might be able to set up some decent opportunities, because the options get expensive and then cheap, and then if they surprisingly move at the end of the week, that could be the money play. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Please be smart tomorrow. Don't chase anything. Again, this is an idea. It's always good to have ideas, and the idea is we have to let it come to us. We're not going to force it. We didn't force the Tesla play. You guys have seen, you could hear me clicking on there all the time. I'm running a bunch of these scenarios. We got to be patient. You'll let it come to us. We've been honestly hitting these earnings pretty great so far. But hopefully you guys can see there's opportunity everywhere. You do not need to force it or try to chase it. We're sitting on multiple 100,000% gainers. There's a lot of opportunity. So let that open your eyes and just slow down and don't force it. I'm telling you, if you force it, put your hand in the cookie jar, you'll go crazy on there. So that's pretty much it though. I would leave you guys with that. I got you. You guys got me, man. It's all good. Let's make some money tomorrow. But if not, it doesn't matter. If you make money, lose money, you're going to learn something, baby. Let's go.